everybody, it's Elizabeth with the Art of Cherishing Home, and today we're going to be making an Indian sweet. Start off by getting 5 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to sift your flour to make sure that it has a really nice texture, that there's no clumps or lumps. Next, you're going to take 4 teaspoons of baking powder and you're going to mix it in. Next, you're going to want to add in cardamom, and this is going to be for your own personal preference, so it's according to your taste. If you like a lot of cardamom, you can add a lot in. If you don't like a lot, don't put a lot. My mother-in-law says that it was about 2 teaspoons of cardamom. Next, you're going to want to add in 2/3 teaspoon of nutmeg. Once you have all of your spices mixed in, you're going to put in some ghee. Make sure that we save some of the ghee for later, and you're going to mix the ghee in. While using your hands, you're going to mix the ghee into the flour. You're going to want to get kind of a rough texture a little bit. Next, you're going to open up 2 cans of condensed milk. First, use up 1 can, and then on the second can you're going to use about half of that can and set to the side, just to make sure that if you need it later for the mixture, that you get the right texture. Using your hands, you're going to mix it together to form a dough. Your Gulab Jamun dough needs to be nice and soft. Now that you've gotten it mixed in, you're going to use the rest of the condensed milk and finish it off. Start mixing the rest of the condensed milk in. Once you have the condensed milk mixed in and it is a dough, you're going to grab some ghee and you're going to put it onto your hands. You want to make sure that you coat your hands a little bit in the ghee so that the dough doesn't stick to your hands. Start kneading the dough into a log shape. Once the dough is done, you're going to grab it and you're going to put a small amount in your hands and roll it into a smaller log shape. While you are mixing your dough together, make sure to get out a frying pan. You're going to put half vegetable oil and a whole bottle of ghee, and that's what you're going to fry the dough in. You're also going to want to get in another pot where you're going to put in 3 cups of water and 3 cups of sugar, and you're going to get that to a boiling point, and then you're going to put it onto a medium heat after it reaches the boiling point to thicken up, and that is going to be the syrup that you're going to put the donut dough in. Make sure to rub a little ghee into your hands before you pinch off the dough and start to roll the dough in your hands into the log shape. Now this is the part where it becomes a 2-person job. 1 person rolling out the donut shape. Then you're going to have 1 person frying it in the vegetable oil and ghee mixture to make sure that it doesn't get burnt. And you also want to make sure that the insides are fully cooked and not raw. Once you are done frying them and they are a golden brown color, you remove them from the hot oil onto a paper towel and get the excess oil off. You want to make sure that they are still hot while you put them into the syrup sugar mixture. You want to make sure that it is in there long enough to absorb the syrup into the middle, but not too long to where the donut becomes soggy. A sweet spot is somewhere between 30 to 40 seconds. You want to make sure you don't go over a minute because then it will become too soggy. Once you remove the donuts from the syrup, you want to make sure that you put them on a tray that has some sort of holes or space to where the excess syrup can drip down. So you want to make sure that your syrup soaks through all of the way so that you get the syrup in every bite. And you want to make sure that you put them in super duper hot right away after you let the oil kind of, the excess oil get absorbed. And this is what your final product should look like. And happy Diwali! I hope you enjoy Gulab Jamun. Thanks for watching. Bye!